Marshall Mayor Bob Burns. I'm here with Preston Stensrud, our Parks Superintendent, and we're at the Marshall Aquatic Center. This is a really popular place, of course. It's a warm summer. There's maybe 750 people a day, mostly kids, that are here on a nice warm day. There's swimming lessons in the morning, and it's open through the afternoon and into the early evening. It's a really popular place in Marshall, not only just for people that live in Marshall, but for the surrounding areas. But we have some issues with the pool. As many people know, this is a pool that was built in the 1960s. It's 50 years old. It's the second oldest pool in the state, and it has some deficiencies. It has some things that really do cause problems. Not only we're losing water, and there's all kinds of other issues with it. So Preston, maybe you go through some of the problems that we have with this pool.
Yep, certainly. The first one you touched on is the water loss. We're losing average 12 to 15,000 gallons of water a day, and the water part of it is one thing, but it's the treatment, the chlorine, the heat, and all that other stuff that goes with getting the water balanced. On top of that, we have old mechanical systems from inefficiencies for energy consumption, stuff like that. Significant ADA improvements are needed, and the building's just not fit for current standards and very costly to get up to code, as well as just the flow path and the family atmosphere from entering the aquatic center to bringing your kids and getting out to the pool deck, as well as having to go back out to get to the concession. So I think we can improve the family atmosphere significantly, creating a better flow to get to the pool and more inviting. And then the other stuff, just like more shade, more greenery to soften it. It's not so much concrete, so it's not so hot on the deck. And then just all the energy efficiencies we can improve on with new technologies.
So there's a lot we can talk about as far as some of the challenges that we have with the pool. I also think 50 years ago it was there's a lot of community planning that went into this. So there was a community investment, and that's why we have a aquatic center that really served the community for 50 years. We're at the point right now as far as what does the community expect for the next generation in our aquatic center. It's at the point that really it needs to be reconstructed. What is, a pool today, an aquatic center today is probably different than 50 years ago. Not only do we need the piping and the system to work properly, we also need it to be safe. We need it to be, pleasing to the public. We also need it to be inviting. We need it to be handicapped accessible. So all that really takes some planning. So the point that the city's at right now is we are talking to professionals in the industry. They're helping us with what is a modern today's design, putting some cost to that. We're engaging with the public, and you can talk a little bit about some of those opportunities, but we want to know what the public really wants, and the cities also will be studying how is it going to be paid for.
Yep. Yes. So we have contracted with Stockwell Group out of Sioux Falls to do some architectural concept designs, and with that is going to include the community input so that we can build a facility that the community wants. Tentatively, those input sessions are scheduled for July 7th and 8th, and there'll be some more information coming out on Facebook and in the paper and stuff so that people know about that and the location. But I believe it's going to be a nightly public meeting somewhere around 7 o'clock, I believe, on Wednesday the 7th. So that'll allow people to give their feedback, input, what they think Marshall's Aquatic Center should have or what they'd like to see. And then we can give that back to Stockwell, and they can put together some designs. And then at the end, they would come back and show the final design, and we could give a little bit more feedback of what might need to be changed, so that at the end, we really have something that is enjoyable for everybody for the next 40, 50 years.
So we're getting the kind of the professional design. We'll have those public input meetings. We also know that we have to use a variety of ways. Not everybody comes to a meeting, so we're going to do a professional survey that will be done by a firm to look at, you know, a number of aspects of what does the public expect, how should it be financed and paid for, and really not only the pool, but there's also a number of other things in the park that the community appreciates. So we're going to get a lot of input this summer.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Look for that to come out in the end of August, early September, and like I say, it'll touch base on other recreation needs within the community, and it'll allow the citizens to give some feedback.
So if people do have questions, certainly contact the city, contact the Community Services Department, and we really do want your input because the Aquatic Center really needs to be designed to serve the community for the next 50 years.